All right, so Big Lotto.
What's happening, Doc?
The big one, not the little one. The big one, not the little one. What's happening?
What's going on? We're official right about now.
Yes, sir. We
Lights,
official.
camera, action, baby.
Yes, sir. We rolling, man. How you been, brother?
Man, shit, I've been good, man. Been blessed.
Yeah.
Been blessed, man. Been out here doing this.
All right. So tell the people who are you and where you from, man?
Well, I'm Lotto. As everybody know, the Big Lotto, I guess you want to say, because everybody else starting to adopt the name and shit. So I'm the original.
Shout out to Big Lotto, the female artist too. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Yes, I'm the male. I'm the big male version. You know what I'm saying? With the capital L, the capital O, capital T, capital T, capital O. Y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? Look it up.
Yeah. So where you from, man?
Originally from Long Island, New York, and raised South Florida, out of Gainesville, Florida, Ocala, out of Ocala, Florida, Marion County, and that's where I went to high school at, Ocala, Florida, Forest High School.
How is it growing up in Ocala? Well, back then anyway.
Man, let me tell you something. Everybody used to have, they had these labels on different cities, different provinces, and different areas, neighborhoods. They got the toughest, they got the roughest. Tell you something, Marion County, Ocala, that shit was rough. They used to name it Baby Miami, because everybody was getting knocked off every other day. It was somebody going through something. It wasn't just getting gunned down. They was doing some crucial stuff to you back then. And then, California, they had their thing with South Central. Everybody was like, they were getting knocked off a certain type of way. But Ocala, it was crazy. You had to be on your P's and Q's. Well, see, we had a different element because we was around the rednecks and, they was around their big four-wheel drives and they were quick. They want to drag you behind it. They catch you slipping in the middle of the night, walking somewhere. We had to be on P's and Q's. The other cities and areas, was black against black. There, you had to survive black against white. The whole racism thing, Ocala lived, and it still does. A little area called Hog Valley that they got. You don't go there after dark. Even right today, you don't do that. Across this big bridge on Highway 40, going towards Daytona, you make sure you up out of there by when that sun hit the ground. Right. Get your ass on the other side. Police pull you over. You actually got the right by the Marion County Sheriff to keep going until you get to a light up area where you feel safe and then pull over. But the funny thing about it was that you got your roots from there. Whether you was on your side of the track, off Dirty Road 40 where I came up on, you got your roots there. We knew how to treat each other. There was a lot of respect amongst us as peers. That sandbox we grew up in, we really respected each other. We fought our asses off. A lot of us couldn't afford no guns. So, we had to fight. But we lived to turn around to be homies later. It was an opportunity to survive. There's a lot of things that's taking place now. It didn't happen like that back then. And I'm thankful for the way I had to come up. I wasn't no city type brother. Country. We had horses. We had cows. My family, they was well off. I thought we was poor, but shit, we had it made. My grandmother had over 90 some acres. I didn't know what that meant back then. We had livestock and everything else. We had anything I could think of. I had. I wanted to buy a cigarette. They crump and they grind. They complain. Nah, you ain't getting it. Christmas coming, I got it. Whatever I wanted, I had it. I had brothers and sisters. They got it. They had it. They cried. They couldn't get the best of what they wanted, but they had it. So they instilled in me by my grandmother. Used to tear my ass up. First thing I did even looked wrong. Man, prison, they call it reckless eyeballing. My grandmother called it being disrespectful. And she used to check my ass on it.
Speaking of prison, we actually met in prison. I met you for the first time in prison.
Damn, we showed it. What? That many moons out, bro.
Yeah, it was about, I got out about 10 years ago. You was right behind me.
Yeah, man, 2011 when I got on that gray van to the goddamn gray.
Yeah, I was right after that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we met at Atlanta USP.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, I remember walking the track with you. Yeah.
We used to sit there and pay attention, like, we didn't know what kind of cars was on the other side, so we had to. We hit a dual exhaust. We used to actually sit back and try to pick out what kind of vehicle that is.
Yeah.
That's the only way we knew what was real on the other side. But then we sit back and we pay attention to individuals that walk the track, and we be like, "Damn, you see that right there? I remember you had the aspirations of this is what you're going to be doing when you got out. I'm going to put this movie together. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You're going to be successful and move behind these cameras. You did that. Me, I said, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. I promise you that. I'm going to do something.
So you had a few ideas too. You had some good ideas.
And I somewhat kicked it I kicked it around. I kicked that ball around, that successful ball around with the aspiration of what I can put inside it. And sure enough, a few things came to light. You know, I ended up saying, when you asked me, was you gonna keep doing this podcast? I said, man, I don't know. You know, my license gone. Can't carry a gun no more. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he was like, man, when you get out, we're gonna do this thing right here. Yeah. The very first time around we did this. You said we're gonna do this. And I said, man, I'm gonna be right there. I'm with you.
Yeah. I did it. We did it. Like I said, we did it for the first time 10 years ago. And this was before podcasts. Yeah, this was way before podcasts was popping.
Man, how about didn't have no gray hair then?
Yeah, no gray hair. Big Lotto.
You had a few steps. I had a few steps left in the old kicker, man, baby.
All right, so you used to be a major celebrity bodyguard.
Yeah, man. People actually trusted me with their life.
Yeah, I trusted you with my life a couple of times.
Hey, so did. Hey, how about that? How about that?
Yeah. So who was your first client?
Man, the very first one started off. His name was Gigolo Tony out of Florida, South Florida. He had a hot song. I couldn't even think of what the name of it is at this point. Just knew he had a hot song. Everybody loved him, but he was out of a record label called Foresight Records, and it was a small label. They were screwing over every client that came through the door. That part I can remember. And Gigolo Tony was the household name for them at that time. Then they had this group coming right behind them called Gucci Crew, and quite a few artists back then. That was kind of hot with the Florida scene way back then. So I can't really call it by name, but Gigolo Tony. I think he started off. He was an athlete. Then he turned around and he started doing the music thing, and he pulled me in and was like, man, I could really use you. And I was like, all right, cool. Couldn't really pay me, but I was like, being security, I was like, how hard can it be? Because, I like to run around because my whole thing was I like to defend people that couldn't defend themselves. Man, believe it or not, everybody was like, you know what, you're a hot ass dude when it comes to them hands and everything. Yeah, I had a couple good mitts on me. But here's the funny thing is that I just get my ass whooped on a regular. Pussy. Let me talk about pussy for a second.
Pussy, that's a person?
Now, pussy was something that women have.
Oh, okay.
And I actually defended the pussy on a particular female. Her name was Pamela Robinson. Can I mention names? I can call her names.
If you want to.
Yeah, her name was Pamela Robinson. I grew up with her from diapers. She was a sad girl with the baddest thing walking. All the way, we grew up from kindergarten, from daycare, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way up to high school. We separated high schools. And she went to a Vanguard High School. I went to a Forest High School. She graduated, went off to the Air Force. I used to love this woman like kids love cake. Didn't even realize what love was, but I just knew I was in love with her. Third grade, fourth grade, and anybody say anything about her, man, you better have your fight game together.
In the fourth grade?
Third grade, second grade.
Oh, okay.
Shit, diapers. You crawl over there, touch your diaper, you gonna get slapped. Goddamn, I'm gonna crawl over there with my diaper, I'm gonna slap the shit out you with a dirty diaper.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mess with that one.
Baby beefs.
Baby beefs. You know what I'm saying? We started way back then. It was around, I think, third, fourth grade, I used to get in the fights. Every time there's a fight, they'd be like, goddamn, Burwell, every time you turn around, he fight. Can't fight worth shit. But he always want to fight. Ain't gonna win nothing.
Right.
But I'm gonna be ready in the morning.
Right.
That dog going there to tell you something about Pamela, and one of them boys says something about Pamela, you getting swung on. Off rip, swung on. That's all I had was a swing. I got one good one, that's it. Ass whooping after that. I was the school soccer ball after that. Kicking my ass around, boy, I still got footprints on my ass to the day. I did my ass whooped on a regular, baby. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, they called me and said, you got to start learning how to fight or you got to stop. I was like, well, I ain't going to fight no more. I'm going to keep my hands to myself. My grandma tell my ass something about it. I go to school. I ain't gonna fight no more. Get right on into it. I don't even know how I got here. After that, I got jumped in high school, and these two individuals jumped on. I'm not going to mention their name. Put no clout on them. But walking from football, I used to play football in high school, and my whole group, Darryl Talbot, Steve Carnegie, Horace Grant, Horace Campbell, God bless the dead. It was a group who was all walking, and these other two individuals, I'm not going to mention their name, was walking, and they jumped me for no reason, just on some bullshit. Because my grandma used to teach me not to fight. I don't know how I get it, because I didn't know I had it in me like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, can't fight, this, that, and that. I was raised in church, you know, and I knew all the biblical standpoints of violence against my brother and how to love him and everything else. I just had a tendency that if I didn't like you, fuck you. I just had that attitude. And they jumped me and broke my nose. Still, motherfucker, still kind of crooked today. In high school, I was in 10th grade. After getting up from that ass whooping and going to the hospital, said from that, my grandmother told me, once she used to tear my ass up, she said these magic words to me. She said, boy, don't you ever allow another motherfucker that God put breath in, put their hands on you or anybody you care about. You understand me? But when I leave here and I look down and I see you do it, I'm going to kick your ass in your sleep. And I was like, I was sitting there crying with my broke ass nose. And she said, straighten your ass up. Bring your ass on here. I would turn around getting your ass whooped. It was a bright ass light came on. I went home. My brother was in the army. Just came out from the army. David came, he had his service weapon. How he got it, I heard you can't have him. I don't know how he got it. But he had his service 45 with him. And I knew he used to keep it in the drawer. I went home from the hospital, went in his drawer. He had to keep it wrapped up in this green velvet-like handkerchief. I got his gun with the clip in it, because I knew we were in the woods. We know how to shoot. I know how to handle a weapon. I got his gun, put it in my backpack, in the little ragged ass little backpack stuff that we used to have back then, in the 80s. And my cousin, female, named Gloria Wilkerson, she was the only one who knew what I was going through. Got on the bus, she trying to talk to me. I wasn't trying to hear nothing. I was zoned out. I was going to be the first goddamn Columbine and all the other foolishness. Man, she didn't have nothing on Ocala, Florida. Goddamn Forest High School. I was the first nigga to go to school with a gun and was finna do some shit. Got off that bus, my cousin tried to talk me through, got on the science wing, saw them niggas, and was finna let their ass have it. I dropped that backpack with that coat in my hand, and my cousin was like, come on, you gotta know, cuz, don't do this, and grabbed me.